Hey everybody, it's your Ox Bigley, and I hate to have the video like this, formatted like this, but I don't have much time. This is the only time I have to be able to make this video, so please forgive me on that. Okay, so I hate people. So recently, because the release of Ghostbusters Afterlife is coming out, and it seems to be having a very good reception among Ghostbusters fans. News sites, most of the ones that were siding with the movie makers and even and the actresses from the Ghostbusters Answer to Call, it was 2016, who were essentially bad-mouthing fans because they didn't like the movie and gave it like negative attention and stuff like that because objectively it wasn't that great. So now they're getting up in arms again because, oh, you know, we're being overlooked. You know, we're not... People, you know, they don't forget about us. You know, we're underrated. Da da da. Here's the thing: when it comes to this movie, Ghostbusters 2016, Ghostbusters Answer to Call, whatever this make you want to call it, the reason why I didn't do well is with the fans. Is one, it didn't have the same forgive the unintentional pun, but it had the same spirit of the original film. Okay, it didn't have the same feel to it, the same type of humor. Linorama is another part of it that was just annoying. The pseudoscience in the film was inconsistent with the original. That's a pet peeve of mine, but that kind of a thing. So. And by the way, I'm not going to edit this because I don't have time, so I might sneeze in a minute. So anyhow, these people, these movie companies and these movie makers and actresses and directors and whatever else, it's like they forget how supply and demand works. If you supply something that there is literally not much or no demand for, you're not going to sell it well. So, I don't understand how that's a confusing thing. Ghostbusters 2016, number one, just overall, no reason for it to be made. No reason whatsoever for it to be made the way it was made. They could have had a blended cast. That's something I've heard a million times before. They could have... The one thing that they should have done is if you wanted to make an all-female Ghostbusters, which is no problem with that, is they should have made it a franchise. They should have, and what I mean by that is they should have made that group of Ghostbusters a franchise of the New York company, which is something that was mentioned, and I would dare even say set up at the end of the third film, video game that was released a few years ago. That, you know, grouped together the original cast and everything. So that really should have been what was done. And then that way you would have, you know, I would say enlist Dan Aykroyd as a consultant on the film, because guess what? He created that entire universe, including the science/pseudoscience of the Ghostbusters universe. So, and my whole pet peeve about the pseudoscience, and I'll get this out of the way. I honestly feel that the real Ghostbusters cartoon series, which was clearly a continuation from the films, and I would even dare to say was in the same universe as the films. Within that, there was an episode, I don't remember the name of it. I'm sure someone who knows more about the show than I do will be able to tell you, but there was a a rival company that came up that was literally like dissipating ghosts. They were quote unquote destroying the ghosts. Egon said, you cannot destroy a ghost because, you know, due to the laws of like physics and quantum stuff, you cannot destroy energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be changed in its matter, I guess, or form. It can only change forms. So, and that resulted in some terrible things because, you know, they were essentially atomizing a ghost, and that made things way worse. Ghostbusters 2016. I believe it was in the scene where they were in the back alley and they were testing stuff. They literally like just blew up ghosts because, you know, that makes sense. Again, pet peeve of mine, but still. And it's a nitpick. It's a big time nitpick. But there was a lot of unfunny parts to it. It was... And then, of course, the big thing, which even when I have a problem with, what is it, the new movie, Afterlife, with this, is CGI ghosts. Why is it? I mean, I know that maybe at the end of the day it's cheaper, but one thing Harold Ramis, who was somebody who was a consultant, you know, and helped Dan Aykroyd with the first film, the development of the first film, they punched out the script together. Harold Ramis stated in an interview after the fact is that for a movie like that, you need to do practical effects. Because if you want a ghost to be believable, there has to be something tangible there. If it looks like it's a computer-generated object, that's what it is. I mean, granted, nowadays, we've come to, you know, expect it as being part of it, but there's a deeper reality to an actual prop being on set versus some CGI monstrosity, and it's ridiculous. Plus, there's something a little like kind of uncanny about like something stop motion or a puppet being used. You know, there's a weird kind of jiggle factor to it, which just, I don't know, it makes it kind of otherworldly and alien, which, you know, a lot of the ghosts are just creatures, so that makes sense. I know for a fact that a lot of the effects if not all the effects in Ghostbusters Afterlife are going to be CGI. And also, I'm going on my soapbox for this about Afterlife. And I just, I hate this trope. Let me put it that way. I hate the Minions trope. I hate the Minions. I hated Jar Jar Binks. I hate Baby Yoda. And for the exact same reason as all the previous things, I hate the Mini Puffs. Okay? Fight me. Alright? The reason why is because it's clear that they are added to be Minions, to be a toy, to be, you know, an appeal to children. And I am waiting with bated breath, because I know it'll happen, to see images of Mini Puffs with stupid, hackneyed, saccharine, unrelated quotes on your grandma's or your MLM aunt's Facebook, you know, feed. So, mark my words, it's going to be a thing. Just like how Baby Yoda started that crap. Or Goku, whatever the smeg is. I don't care. Okay? It's ridiculous and it's stupid. But regardless, so 2016, Ghostbusters answered the call. Supply and demand. That's why you failed. Nobody wanted a reboot. And by the way, if you want to do a reboot, not even a reboot, if you want to do a spin-off in another location, like Chicago, LA, shoot, Detroit, anywhere else for that matter, Salem, Massachusetts, okay? I highly suggest, okay, bear with me on this, you know it makes sense, okay? Have Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright, I think his name is, do the movie. Okay, have him direct it, have him star in it, whatever. Okay, tell me that that the sense of humor to, like, Shaun of the Dead is not like a very close cousin to the sense of humor of the original Ghostbusters films. Tell me that doesn't make sense to you. Because if it doesn't make sense to you, then you're just wrong, okay? I'll tell you that right now. You are just simply wrong and just brimming over with wrong ability, okay? So, that's my soapbox on that whole thing. I think I am cautious about Afterlife. I know that this might be a divisive film in that, oh, you don't like it, you're not a true Ghostbusters fan, blah, blah, blah. I've already heard from people that have already seen it, because they did do a lot of, like, Comic-Con reveals, screenings already. Oh, it's wonderful, it's back to roots, blah, whatever. I can guarantee there's gonna be things I'm not gonna like about it. Mini Pub's obvious one of them, but it's ridiculous. I don't see a reason for that. I can guarantee that was probably straight from Sony Pictures saying, "Oh, we need to sell toys, so put this in there." It's irritating. But so people who are hardcore fans of 2016, or militant fans, I should say, of 2016, just get over yourself. Okay, get over yourself. Get over. If you like it, great. I'm not pissing on your party, okay, if you happen to like it. By no stretch of the imagination am I doing that. Am I saying that you should be, that if you don't like it, then you should be militant about it in the same way that they are militant about you, that you should like it? No. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Even, was it Melissa McCarthy said that? If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Simple as that. But no, they want to make it divisive, and they want to say, hey, well, if you don't like this, and you're a misogynist pig, and you're racist, and, you know, your grandfather was Hitler or something, you know, it's like, it's ridiculous. So, it's just stupid to put that much behind a movie. And by the way, Paul Feig, look, man, some people like your movies. I've only seen 2016 to my knowledge, so I don't know anything else you did. But, and I'm hoping this was a joke, because if it wasn't just a joke, I am pissed off. And I made a joke about this because of how Hollywood is. If you've played Lego Dimensions, they hide Paul Feig around like a character you have to go find, and you know, like a collectible in a lot of the stages. And at one point when you free him, he says something like, I wonder if people will be angry with me if I remake Back to the Future. And at that point I almost threw the control of the TV, because that was just And I used to joke that, oh, you know, in 2015 they're going to make when how long ago this was, they're going to make a remake of Back to the Future where, like a female Spanish Marty McFly, I think I called her like Mortuna Macosa or something like that, which is like, or whatever the word is for fly. La Mosca, I don't remember. But anyway, she's going to go back to 1985. And that's going to be like the remake of Back to the Future, because that's what Hollywood does, because they have no original ideas anymore. And one thing I'm getting kind of sick of, and one of the reasons why this failed horrible, I feel, is that they are doing what I call film washing. And that sounds like, female hygiene products, actually. But what I mean is that they take a male character or stuff that was originally known as being male characters and intentionally make a female version of it. Not saying it's like a gender swap or whatever, but they take it and they flip it like that with the intention of, oh, well, we need strong female characters because we're unfortunately not creative enough to make our own strong female characters. We have to take this established idea, cough, cough, Doctor Who, and transform it into something, transform the character into being female. I've heard that they're wanting to do that with James Bond as well, which I think is stupid as smeg. But whatever. Just come up with your own thing. If you want to be like, if you want to do a female James Bond, then do a female version of a spy. So why does it have to be James Bond? Why does it have to be Doctor Who? Why can't you create... First of all, they set up a female version of Doctor Who with Claire Oswald or whatever. Or the Doctor's daughter. Hello? I mean, you have these things set up. Why not use? They were established already. Use them. But no, we have to do these things. We have to force feed people something they don't want, and then complain when they barf it up. So, which is stupid. I mean, again, supply and demand. If you supply something that there's no demand for, don't complain about it. You idiot. Anyway. I've rambled on long enough. What is this? Going on 17 minutes here. All right. Anyways, if I'm wrong, change my mind in the comments. Use some facts and whatever. And don't resort to childish name calling. Okay. So anyway, I'll see you in my next video where I'll probably lose the very little viewership I do have. Bye.